Very tough to swallow. I can say success because we have seen the next young wave of players show up and show they can handle the pressure, the Sophia Smiths of the world. But you have to use the word disappointment. I mean, this is the number one team in the world. This is the first time they never got to the semifinals or the championship round. They're on their way home. They're not going to win their third World Cup in a row. And it's just a shocker with how poorly they played. And there is criticism everywhere. Everybody is dumping on Team USA. Now, I might be in the minority, and that's okay. I'll be the lone wolf and stand on the street corner. It's not that they were overwhelmed. It may be that they didn't play well in some of the games. They did blow out Vietnam, which was grossly overwhelmed in the first game, but they only scored 4 goals in 4 games. That's a big issue. They went 238 minutes in the World Cup, never scored a goal. But I sat there and I looked at it and I said, holy cow, they had so many goal-scoring opportunities. Even in the disappointing shootout loss on penalty kicks to Sweden, they had shots. They had shots that hit the crossbar, shots that hit the post, wide open shots. The goaltender made some unbelievable saves. Jusevic, the Swedish goaltender who plays in England, she was phenomenal. She made 11 saves.
Wow.
And a pile of them were point blanks, and others were through screens. And next thing you know, she's diving and deflecting the ball off, and she kept the ball out. Team USA, 3 failed penalty kicks, which is kind of a shocker. You think one-on-one, they'd be able to put it in. They had a 4th penalty kick that hit the lower post and bounced out. So I think the future is better. This is a massive disappointment. Now, there were 8 players who were 30 years of age on this roster, and I think most of them are going to leave. I don't know if Alex Morgan's going to come back, but Julie Ertz just announced her retirement. Rapinoe obviously announced the retirement just before they got started. So that's a huge question. Awful lot of criticism, though. Was the coaching right? Did Vlatko do the good job? Was the system they were running made for the players that were on the pitch? Should they have done something different? But the fact they fired a lot of shots on goal and had people open, just didn't convert, leads me to believe the system was probably okay. There was a lot of criticism Sunday and Monday that the culture of Team USA's women's program has to change. In the developmental era of women's soccer now, it's called pay for play. Mm-hmm. You take your daughter and you get her into these youth programs and they grow as they go. You're paying their way. The problem is that they're developing individual players to win team trophies, where they should be developing the complete young female player so they can then place them in Europe and get them prepared to play at the global level rather than win a plastic trophy when they're 12 years old in Poway and Rancho Bernardo. Yeah. It's a big issue. They've defended how they've done their business, but I think there'll probably be some reevaluation. Is Vlatko the right coach? Should he be removed? That's a debate, because usually if you don't go deep in World Cup, you're unemployed. He's been there for a while. Do they need a change in philosophy, change in culture, change in X and O's? And if they didn't have enough trouble, then you know who dumped all over Team USA today? Trump.
Yeah, that's what I
on
figured.
Social media. Trump mocked Team USA and criticized Megan Rapinoe for missing a shot in the World Cup. And, he bottom lined everything. America, USA's going to hell because the soccer team lost. Take that for what it might be, what it means nothing to me except he's a loudmouth. So I'm on the street corner by myself. I'm the one standing here with a candy cane striped shirt on the street corner as you drive by. I think the USA program's okay. I think that we found the next generation of stars. But boy, if you close your eyes and you think, going back to Mia Hamm and Hope Solo, at Carly Floyd, and we had so many really good women players at the global level. And now the bulk of them have now reached the pinnacle of the profession. They're going into the twilight. The next wave has to come and come quick. But I thought Team USA go deeper. Sure had a lot of scoring chances. Didn't. So am I on the street corner by myself in my candy cane shirt? Go ahead, John.
Yeah, it was disappointing, and I tried to stay up until 2 a.m. Sunday to watch it. But, they lost 2 games in penalty shot kick out PKs, and it was frustrating. But you're talking about development. We talked earlier about Title IX, how that gave the U.S. like an advantage over other nations. Now it looks like maybe they're going to start developing players like they do for the men in Europe, to have that full development. I mean, that's an interesting evolution of the sport.
It'll be interesting because these other global countries have caught up to Team USA. Or was this just a one and done disappointment just because so many of our stars have now reached the upper 30 age limit and have to be replaced? I don't know if everybody else, I mean, Japan just looks like a global power. It's like Japan's come out of nowhere.
Mhm.
But if they're funding it and if they're running their developmental programs different than we are running, then we have to do, U.S. Soccer Federation has to take a look at this very, very differently. And is the criticism that you're pay for play when you're developing your high school teenager to be a soccer star? Is it for her to become a complete player or just win trophies when they're playing in these little regional
Well,
tournaments?
that's how travel ball is in every sport. It's about winning tournaments, going on the road, winning tournaments, bringing back trophies, and a lot of private coaching. But yeah, it's all pay to play, 100%. Baseball, softball, basketball, soccer.
All right, those are hot topics on the table.